Hello everyone, I'm Irina Fine. I'm co-founder and head of content at Bamboo Learning. Imagine a learner, a preschooler, a teenager, an adult who is empowered, engaged, motivated, who is in the driver's seat pursuing their interests and passions and embarking on their lifelong learning journey.
No, 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 by the hair of my chinny chin chin, said the little pig. Then I'll puff, and I'll huff, and I'll blow your house in, said the wolf. So he huffed.
You tried 4 questions. You've got 4 correct and 0 incorrect. Congratulations, you have achieved level 2.
Who is this luminary?
Amelia Earhart.
Fantastic.
You earn 5 points.
These are the learners we envision when we build our educational voice applications. As a lifelong educator with over 30 years in teaching and learning, curriculum development, and EdTech product development, I think voice has huge potential and is beginning to be integrated into overall learning across all age groups. Let's now look at what voice has to offer, what we're hearing from the trenches about at-home learning, and the role of voice in the post-pandemic era. A bit of historical background. Distance or remote learning has existed for centuries. The first college to offer distance learning degrees was the University of London in 1858, and there has been plenty of innovation since. School closures are also not as unprecedented as you might think, even though the current numbers are record-setting, with nearly 1.5 billion children around the globe learning at home. About 80 years ago, schools faced similar circumstances due to the polio outbreak. Michael Hines, educational historian at Stanford, gives the example of 1937 Chicago, when the beginning of the school year was delayed, and as parents were worried about the loss of instructional time, school leaders launched a large-scale effort to bring lessons into homes via radio and newspapers. And now to the present day. In March, at-home learning basically began. The education community, including the EdTech community, rushed to offer an abundance of great resources to teachers and parents. Resource databases of online applications and virtual experiences were set up. Support groups were formed. Teachers and students were thrown into this uncharted territory and have done an incredible job of adapting to their new teaching and learning routines. As a startup focused on creating a learning ecosystem that covers core academic subjects, we have seen educators and parents discover the innovative nature of voice technology and adopt voice applications as valuable learning resource. What is the value proposition of this innovative ingredient? It is easy to use. There is no installation or configuration. It is easy to navigate. It offers variety during this unusual time of increased screen time. Voice encourages snack-sized learning and allows kids to navigate their learning without touchscreen or keyboards. It promotes active conversational learning, which is highly beneficial when kids are practicing social distancing. It allows kids, including young learners, to work independently, giving parents needed break or time for other tasks. All of these elements, the ease of use, the conversational nature of voice learning, the ability to work independently, and engaging content are the foundations of our voice applications. Bamboo Music introduces basic music theory where children and adults learn about notes, scales, dynamics, chords, tempo, and intervals. They can listen to children's songs and classical pieces, earn badges, and play the guess an instrument game. Bamboo Math offers number problems and over 500,000 visually engaging word problems with tarantulas, tigers, flashlights, umbrellas. This application is recommended for ages 5 to 12. It helps with mental math, which is very important as it allows kids to apply math to everyday situations. Bamboo Books offers narrated stories and exercises to help children improve listening comprehension and includes selections from classic children's books and stories such as The Three Bears, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, The Jungle Book, Wonderful Wizard of Oz, as well as the Step into Reading series from Penguin Random House. There are 3 different levels to ensure an engaging experience for pre-readers, early, intermediate, and advanced readers. It is also recommended for ages 5 to 12. Highlights Storybooks from Bamboo is for ages 5 to 9 and is a collaboration between Bamboo Learning and Highlights for Children. This application features ability-level stories, illustrations, and narration. It is designed by literacy experts at Highlights to help children develop and practice skills in vocabulary building, language acquisition, and reading comprehension. And our latest skill is Bamboo Luminaries. It's an education-focused history trivia game showcasing prominent and lesser-known influential historical figures from diverse fields including architecture, art, film, history, science, social justice, and sports. Each day, Bamboo Luminaries offers a different luminary of the day with opportunities to earn points by taking luminary quizzes and playing Guess a Luminary. This application is recommended for ages 7 to adult. Whether you're listening to the talking turtle story, counting in your head how many crickets and pandas are crossing a bridge, or learning about influential people who helped shape our world, you're guided through a set of conversational interactions that encourage you to explore, take your skills to the next level, and expand your knowledge. All Bamboo applications, as well as other voice applications, contribute to the fundamental building block of learning: language acquisition and development. This includes vocabulary building, presentation skills, communication skills, and listening skills. It is well established that those skills lead to academic and career success. Nothing makes us work harder than hearing feedback from the trenches, from both teachers and parents, the feedback that speaks to the benefits of the unique nature of voice technology.
Hi, my name is Shell Emerson, and I'm a high school teacher. I'm also a mom of 3. I have an 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 2.5-year-old. Some things that we really like about using Bamboo Learning is that the kids are learning in a different way. They're not just using their computer to learn something or their screen to learn something. Instead, they're actually using voice interaction, which I think is really important. I think some things that we've forgotten about or maybe taken for granted was usually the interactiveness that we had when we were in a classroom, being able to talk to a student and getting an answer. And I think Alexa brings that back a little bit. The best parts of Bamboo is that they can pretty much do everything on their own. It's not on a computer. They don't actually have to open apps, programs, or other educational platforms, which I think they find tedious sometimes, especially with passwords and remembering them or checking on Google Classroom consistently and opening up new windows and whatever else they have to do. So with Alexa, they just ask to open Bamboo Books or Bamboo Luminaries, and then she opens up the program and she basically remembers where they left off and they can start from there. Some of the really cool parts is that they earn badges and points so that they're competing with each other, even though there is a leaderboard for people and kids who do it around the world. They usually just compete with each other, which is kind of nice to see. Some things that are really unique about it is that I like that they can just do it themselves, that they can just ask Alexa to open up the app and they can just start working on it. And they can stop when they want. If they just want to do one quick passage in Bamboo Books, they can, and then they can just answer the questions and then be done for the day. They never get tired of it. If they don't want to continue reading one particular book, they can switch to something else and listen to something else. I think the way that Alexa asks questions is really great too. If the kids mess up or don't give the correct answer, she gives them a couple of different chances to try again and get something correct. I think that that is a huge benefit. It also doesn't kind of knock their confidence, which is really important when they're home learning. I get that the kids get a little bit frustrated trying to do some of the work. So having that positive reinforcement of her saying, "Good job, you did it," or the hands clapping in the background kind of gives them a little boost of confidence. I think it's also really important for kids to be independent workers, and that's what I'm seeing with my daughters. They're able to decide when they want to use Bamboo programs, and they can go up to their rooms because we have the Echo Dots, and they're able to use them independently in their rooms so that I'm not listening to them or they're not listening to each other, and there's a lot less fighting, which is a huge benefit. Something else that I really like is that they're not in front of a screen all day. I feel like, especially with the home learning, myself included, we're in front of a computer or constantly doing something. And then when we want a break, we just go right to the TV or we use our phones to just take a break for a little while. And I don't think that that's necessarily a good thing. I think if students are able to interact through voice and talking or speaking and having someone ask them questions verbally that isn't me, I think that's a huge benefit.
Hi, my name is Jamie Mcintyre, and I'm a working mom with 3 kids, twins who are 10 and a 7-year-old. And I'm like every other parent out there right now, trying to figure out how to do my job at home and how to be a mom and how to teach my kids their schoolwork. I mean, we're kind of thrown out there and having to figure out all these things that we've never done before. And I will say that voice technology, educating my kids, has been a huge help to me. Bamboo specifically has been amazing to me because it allows me to educate the kids at a time when I can also do work for myself. So they can go in their rooms, they can be read stories, they can practice math, and it's really tailored towards their progress, which is huge too. And I'm allowed and I'm able to track how well the kids are doing. And really, we're all living at a time where we're figuring it out as we go and just trying to do our best. And having resources that can help us do that has just been a saving grace, I think, to all of us right now. I mean, we're in a bad spot where we really are just trying to get through the day with as much sanity as we can. So I think voice technology in general for parents who are working and educating their kids, it's just, I can't even say how big of a help it's really been for me and my family. I can't suggest it enough, really. Thanks.
Now let's think about post-pandemic learning. I believe that maintaining and strengthening the connection between the classroom and the home is what could really generate results. Voice can become an integral part of this classroom-home link. Employing voice applications to support student learning, to make practice of core skills such as active listening and mental math easily available at home, to leverage auditory learning in a home setting. One example of voice learning improving other traditional aspects of learning is that practicing listening comprehension using voice tools translates into students improving their reading comprehension and pen and paper quizzes. We're seeing this in our Bamboo Books application, where a human narrator reads a story and we ask questions throughout the story. Listeners are guided to focus on who, where, what, and how, primary and secondary characters, key and peripheral details of the story. This practice equips kids with tools to tackle their school reading comprehension assignments. There are many ways voice could become a key part of learning. As educators become more familiar with voice technology and its benefits, teachers could start incorporating tasks that can be accomplished at home using voice applications in their homework assignments. Similarly, parents can look to voice while searching for tools to supplement classroom learning. Finally, it is important for voice ed tech companies to work with educational organizations, nonprofits, and foundations that are active in the area of blended learning and make voice-based tools, high-quality instructional tools and content widely available to all learners. We are seeing a generation of kids who are growing up with voice being their preferred mode of interaction with technology. I wholeheartedly agree with Nietzsche Tadani, the CEO of RAIN, who describes voice as fundamentally different from other technologies. It's inclusive and participatory, which has profound implications for education. Seeing kids' creativity and their level of engagement when they interact with voice applications is the reason I believe voice has already become an integral part of learning. In the video clip to follow, look for a happy kid, possibly a future Mime star, actively listening to Davy Duck's Rainy Day.
Davy Duck woke up. He felt grumpy. He wanted to play baseball. He looked out his window. It was raining. Davy Duck could not play baseball in the rain. Grump, said Davy Duck, and he fell out of bed.
As the saying goes, once a teacher, always a teacher. I'm going to leave you with 3 questions. No deadlines, no grades, I promise. 1, which academic areas are best suited for voice? 2, what's the sweet spot age-wise for voice learning? And 3, what's the next major innovation in voice learning? Please share your thoughts with us, ask questions. I'm honored to be in the company of such amazing speakers, and thank you for tuning in to Voice Global.